Well, good afternoon or evening, everyone. This is going to be a real quick video, um, mostly because there's a funny thing. It's about the pronunciation of my real name. And I'm not an expert. My maternal grandparents were from Italy, and they came across Ellis Island in, I believe, one was in 1905 and the other was in 1908. I don't remember the exact dates without looking it up. Anyway, my actual name, it was changed because I got tired of people mispronouncing it. And it's actually Margherita. And I'm not positive on the saying, but that's close. I don't speak Italian anymore. Haven't, I grew up, but I was a kid, and it's one of those things and it's, again, I'll pronounce it, it's Margherita, and I can still remember my grandma saying that, to hear somebody that they didn't speak real good English, they didn't read it or write it at all, and to, if anybody's been around somebody that's Italian, it's a Margherita. Yeah, I can still remember that to this day. But it was changed due to people mispronouncing it, such as Margherita. I'm not a drink. And so I just said, it's not worth it. It's not worth the fight. It's not worth the battle. And I'm sure other people have gone through things where they just mispronounce people's names. It's just the way it is because it's based on where we're from, and certain other things, and that's it. But that's what this video is. It's just, and like I said, I'm not even sure I'm pronouncing it right, but that's to remember how I remember it being said to me. But the other thing is, remember in the last video I talked about those squares, the square and a square. This is what it ends up making. I have all my rows done. I just got to sew them together. But it makes what is called, and you cut them in half, like I said, and then you put them in there. And I can't say I won't. I'm 99.9% sure I will not do this one again. This one has been a mind thing because it's supposed to represent like stacked blocks, and I'm like, and then I get it all laid out, and I'm like, this ain't working. This is not. And then I figure it out, and then I forget where I was in the quilt, and it's like, oh, because you do it in row at a time. And if you don't get it right, then the blocks don't come out. And I'm like, oh, my goodness. It kind of like, I don't know about stack blocks, but it reminds me of if you, I don't know how many people play as adults, but if kids, you play with the blocks and they all stack up, well, you go knock them down. And so you have this pile. And some things underneath you can't see, other things you see part of. That's what this quilt was meant to represent. Like I said, this is a real short one. I will do a longer video when I get this quilt completed. I just got to sew the rows together. See, they're all here. I just got to finish sewing them together. So, thank you everyone for listening. And again, it's Margherita. Thank you. Bye-bye.